this segment of your orientation, we're going to take a look specifically at curriculum academic service learning. That's the type of ASL experience you'll be having in this classroom. Keep in mind, the point of academic service learning is to integrate the course concepts that you're learning with your experience in the community, doing service and making a meaningful difference in the lives of others. When we talk about doing academic service learning, there are many stakeholders involved. If you look at the circle in the middle, being the Academic Service Learning Center, and then the multitude of stakeholders that surround the work of the center. What we want to do is talk about the outcomes specific to each one of the stakeholders. If we look at the outcomes for each individual stakeholder, it will help us to understand things from a more systemic level. We'll be able to see how we're all working for one goal, but we're each receiving outcomes that are relative to our own goals. So let's take a look at students first. Within the student population, we're hoping for our outcomes to target actual learning. What we want is for the student to go into the community, engage in the service project, make a meaningful difference within the community, and do something that actually is impacting others. It is a very profound experience for most students to see that their work and skills are being put to use for one of our community partners. So our students are engaging in projects such as helping to do taxes, or they might be mentoring students in an educational setting. They might be working in an elderly home, providing their skills and services to that population, ranging from helping them put together memory scrapbooks to actually learning about how the brains are working and how we may or may not lose memory as we age. There are all kinds of service projects, and students are doing real work out there in the community. What we find is when students can really see the examples of what they're learning in the classroom, the learning is more relevant. And when we learn material, if it makes more sense to us, it's easier to remember. We're also hoping for our students to be able to test the goodness of fit between their skills, interests, or passions and the actual work that they're doing in the community. I once had a student tell me that she specifically chose a service project that she thought she would hate. And I thought that was so funny, and I asked her, I said, well, why would you do that? And she said, well, because this is a perfect opportunity for me to see if I really could work with students or not. I've always been afraid of working with young children, and yet I wanted to be a teacher, so I'm not really sure what age group I want to teach. So this was a perfect opportunity for me to work with that very young age group and see once and for all, can I work with this group, or do I really need to set my career aspirations to working with maybe high schoolers instead. So I thought that was very astute of her to take advantage of that opportunity. And that's the beautiful thing about academic service learning is it's not just one outcome. There are so many ways that students can benefit. You can actually apply the skills you're learning in the classroom. You can observe the skills you're learning in the classroom as you're doing service work, or you can test out the goodness of fit. Let's take a look next at our community partner stakeholder. Our community partners obviously benefit from having increased capacity to serve their target population. By the work that we are doing as a college and as classrooms and as individuals, we are taking the load and the stress off of that community partner. Our community partners are nonprofit organizations or organizations that operate off of very limited budgets, and they have a service initiative. Their goal is to serve others. So the work that we're doing makes a meaningful difference. In some cases, it literally means the difference between a nonprofit being able to achieve their goals or sometimes having to shut down their doors. So our community partners take the work that our students are doing very seriously, and we're viewed as an extremely valuable member of that community organization. All right, then our faculty. Our faculty use academic service learning predominantly because they see that it works. They see that students are engaged and very excited excited and passionate about what they're doing because they're really making a meaningful difference. And as you know, when you're doing something you love, it comes so much more naturally. And so for faculty, they see that students grab on to this opportunity to learn in a way that transcends what would happen in a normal classroom. Furthermore, I'd have to say that in teaching academic service learning myself, I've seen that we're bringing our students out into the community. We're also bringing the community into the classroom, and it really does become an environment of collaborative learning, and we really become a community of people where we know one another, we understand something about our skills and weaknesses, and it just is it's a deeper, more meaningful experience, I think, than a traditional style classroom. Okay, and then next we're going to take a look at our college. Our college is a stakeholder in this process as well. As a community college in particular, we want to make sure that we're serving our community. That's actually one of our goals as a community college. So the work we're doing in our classrooms is helping the college to achieve the broader goal of connecting and serving our community, connecting with and serving our community. We also have data that supports that when students are engaged in the community, there is a decrease in dropout rate and an increase in student performance. So if we converge all of our different objectives together, we'll see that we have one common goal, but yet each of us is receiving different outcomes. It's really the best of all possible scenarios where we have a sense of unity, but we're all receiving very specific and unique outcomes to serve us and our particular needs.